Yeah, you're looking at my 1973 Plymouth Duster. Still in the middle of getting the paperwork squared away for it, but I thought I'd go ahead and give you a little closer look. So since I bought it, there's a little bit of stuff popping up here. It's obvious to me there was a little bit of Bondo work. That's okay. That's okay. We'll fix that. We'll take the Bondo out and we'll replace it with metal. This back tray card is looking kind of gross. Gonna probably replace that or paint it maybe. I don't know how that works. If it's cardboard, it's just gonna get replaced. Well, this body is in pretty nice shape. You can see there's a little bit of work that it needs. Right down here, you can see a little dent right there. It's got to get worked out. But yeah, she's a pretty little car. I got this thing in February, and I already got the brakes all redone, and I got a new gas tank put in, and I got carb rebuilt, engine tuned up, all wires, plugs, points, all that good stuff. Wait, does this thing run points? I don't think it does. It's a 73. I think it runs on electronic ignition. I have to open it up and make sure, but yeah. She's a slant 6. I'll go ahead and open the hood for you. I've already shown this to you in the previous videos, but now that we're outside in the sun, maybe we can get a better look at it. Obviously, I had the valve cover painted. I kind of wish I hadn't because it stands out too much and makes everything else look a little junky. But yeah, I need to get in here and clean and clean and clean and clean. This thing needs a good amount of cleaning. And probably need a smaller battery. This thing is a monster, big old truck battery. Better than nothing. Yeah, it's got a kind of an interesting collection of options. It's not what I would have selected, but I mean, it works out. It's got power steering, automatic transmission, but it's got manual drum brakes, which are cool. I don't mind them. It just seems like a kind of an interesting choice. Like I'd probably go power disc brakes instead of power steering, in a small car at least. So, yeah. Well, yeah, she still needs a lot of little work. Getting there a little bit at a time. Trying to get the paperwork solid before I spend any more money on it. And yeah, but the body is just so straight. That's what drew me in. I mean, the paperwork thing has been kind of a hassle so far. But man, usually I'm buying rust buckets, and I bought this thing with this cherry body for the price of a rust bucket. Well, look at this thing. I don't think there's any there's not as much Bondo activity going on over here, and there's no wreck stuff going on over here. This side is just wow, beautiful. Some guy came by and he said that he thought that this had a vinyl top at one point. I don't know. I mean, that would explain why the top has been primered. But if it had a vinyl top, then the vinyl top was, it was removed and done properly. Like, none of this feels plastic. I mean, I'm sure wherever the seam is, there's going to be a tiny little bit. But it still all feels like good metal. I don't think there's any holes or rot or anything, and I don't see any rust along the edges. So I think it probably didn't have a vinyl top. I think that the guy just started from the top down. Maybe he was trying to do a two-tone thing with the brown. I have no idea. No idea. Yeah. She's solid though. In the trunk pan, no problems. Floorboards, not only are the floorboards solid from a metal standpoint, it still has the rubber. It still has the rubber. Which means it's never even had a chance to have water, at least from the top down. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of surface from the bottom up. But look at this thing. The worst part about it is the door card's a little bit saggy, but so what? The dash has got a little crumple there and a few little cracks, but I mean, the car looks like it's 10 years old, not 50 years old. Well, almost 50, 47. She's showing 90,000 miles, which for a slant six is nothing. It's like not even really middle aged. I've seen them get 200 without a rebuild before. And my guess is this thing was babied, looking at the way the rest of the car was taken care of. And yeah, she's beautiful. I love this car. Love this car. It's really grown on me. I originally preferred the earlier body styles as far as the front nose. This one's definitely grown on me. I mean, if you watch my other video, you saw what I said all this stuff before. And you can see down here, it's got the Sheriff's Association member, 20 years, honorary member. That's good. I think that that's from Florida. Got some other Sheriff's Association stuff on there, on the back window. I'm not sure the last time this thing was on the road. The newest I can tell for sure was in '95. And then it had a registered plate on it from 2000. So it could be 2000 was the last time this thing was actually on the road. I don't know. I'm not sure. Wish there was a way to find that out. You know, these older VIN numbers, you can't really do much of a search on them. You know, it wasn't until they standardized the 17-digit VINs that you could do the Carfax thing. You can't really do a Carfax in these older vehicles. It would be nice if you could, though. But yeah, so there she is, my 73 Duster. And just thought I'd show it to you outside in the sun instead of in the dark, dank workshop. But yeah, gonna get rocking and rolling on her here in the beginning of November once I get this paperwork situation sorted out. All right, thanks for tuning in.